So hi guys, country review number 5, which is our last country we visited, Tanzania. Okay, so grab your coffee, grab your tea, and as for me, I'm talking to you from the gym. Yeah, so let's walk as we talk. Okay, so I'll try and keep it like low speed so that we're able to talk as we enjoy the view out there. It's very good weather. Okay, so guys, Tanzania is amazing. Crossing the border from Burundi into Tanzania was not so bad. Like I explained, the only challenge was for our friend Kenneth Noache. And I felt bad for him because why do we have different standards for different people from different countries? Like as a Kenyan, it's easy. You can cross into Tanzania, I can cross into Burundi, I can cross into like most countries without like any much restrictions. But now for Nigerians, every migration is a bit tricky and they're a bit skeptical. I don't know why, even for genuine Nigerian people, but anyway, that's a topic for another day. Yeah. So Tanzania, we crossed into Tanzania and the road was amazing. Actually, you can tell that there's a change. There's an instant change in terms of infrastructure, because guys, you know, we came from Burundi. So coming from Burundi into Tanzania, it's a drastic change in terms of the infrastructure. Yeah. So we're going to sit on this ball and talk. That's my environment, guys. Yeah. So there's a drastic change in terms of infrastructure. The infrastructure in Burundi was on a different level. Infrastructure in Tanzania is on a different level altogether. So of course we enjoyed the roads, but now somewhere along the way there was flood. Okay, like currently here Tanzania it's flooding, but now that time there's the road that actually link from border points heading all the way to Mwanza. I think it's the same road that connects to Dar es Salaam, Dodoma, Singida, and all those other regions. So the road was flooded, and actually there's one truck which was, why is my camera dancing? So actually there's one truck that had fallen. I think when they missed the road, sometimes when it's flooded and you can't see like where you're putting your tires on. So the lorry had flipped over into now the other side that was actually into the water. Luckily nobody like suffered fatality. Now we had to take a break because now this is a lorry that actually has been swept by water. Yeah, I'm sure you saw from Kenneth Nwache's video, or even the Pluto did a video on the same. I was busy sleeping because, guys, I had driven all the way from Burundi to the border. So I was busy sleeping in. So once we realized the lorry has fallen, of course, these other small cars cannot even dare cross the river. Not the river, the road that is now turned into a river. Yeah. So what we did was to wait. For how long are you going to wait? Nobody knows. We don't know either. Yeah. So we waited there for almost close to around 5 hours. 5 hours to wait. The rain has subsided, and now the water started seeping and percolating into the ground to now have some thinner margin on the road, so at least any car can pass. So we waited for around 5 hours, but eventually we crossed that road, that path that had water, only to realize next step was also worse than this one. So we crossed one, but the next one was also so we actually had now to wait again on the next level. So it's like, it's an area that is a bit low so water stagnates a lot, and it's just, it's the same road, but now the same region. So one section of the road is flooded, the other section of the road is flooded. You pass through one in the hope that the next one doesn't have like as much water as this one, and only to find that the other one is even worse. So guys, we had to wait. Remember, we waited some hours the first one, we also waited some hours on the second part, but eventually we managed to cross. The water went down, we crossed. Our first stop was in Mwanza. Now you guys know, to link from now the border, we had to use the Singida route. We had now to cross the ferry into Mwanza. We showed you the video for Mwanza. We didn't show you the video for the ferry. I managed to get a few clips here and there. I'll try and pin them up here, but you couldn't get much because they don't allow filming on the ferry. Actually, even in Kenya don't allow you taking videos on the ferry. Yeah, but now I think I managed, because my DJI Pocket 2 is a bit small and nobody can tell actually whether I'm recording. So I'll put some links up here. So we crossed the ferry into Mwanza. So from the ferry point to Mwanza town was around 22 kilometers, and the road is not that bad. And once we saw the fish, that roundabout with the fish that actually makes you realize you are in Mwanza, we got there. So from there we slept, because actually we arrived at night. Then so we spent Mwanza 2 nights, and now the second night we traveled. Okay, in the 2 nights in Mwanza, we went around Mwanza, we went around the Rock City. Guys, I showed you a video on the Rock City. We went through so many rich neighborhoods, and what amazed us mostly about Mwanza was the architecture and how, it's a rocky region, how people are building their houses around the rock. They don't remove the rock. So they just, attach your house nicely on top of the rock or under the rock. It's amazing, and I wished to like get into one of the houses to see how they look from inside, because from outside you can tell it's a house that has been built as an extension from the rock. So the views were amazing, and actually I think that's a rich neighborhood, because I asked 1 or 2 people from there, and they were like, building houses on that region is expensive, because guys, you have to either dig into the rocks, or you have to like align your house, the foundation and everything in line with the rock, and it's quite tasking, as they were explaining, and it's labor consuming, it's financial consuming, and not so many people prefer to do that. So it's only left for the few rich people. So Mwanza was amazing. The hotel we slept within Mwanza town was nice, actually for around $20 a night, and breakfast included, which was affordable, which was within our budget actually. So we took separate rooms, because now we were me, the Pluto, Kenneth, and the Indian lady, and we had an amazing time. Went around the city, toured the city, and guys, we showed you all the videos within and around Mwanza. Now from Mwanza going into Arusha was now where the nightmare started. We started our journey earlier. As usual, we like traveling early, and it was actually into the night, and it wasn't like the most advisable moment to travel, because actually a route that you don't know how the road looks like, you don't want to dare like try it during the night. So, and that one actually taught us a big lesson, because from Mwanza going into Laos, Singida, we were using the Singida route, barely like 100 kilometers. So from Mwanza to Singida, we knew we have like close to 2 to 300 kilometers to go. So somewhere along the way, less than 100 kilometers, I hit a bump. Not a bump, I hit a pothole, a huge pothole, guys. And there is no way you could see that pothole. And actually, there was another car that had rolled from the same pothole. Hit a pothole and it rolled. It was an Alphard. Then on the left side there was an Discovery, Land Rover Discovery, which had like both tires, front and back tire gone, even the rim gone. So it was parked at the side, because I think that guy realized this is not an easy thing to do, because if it's one tire you can actually use the spare and change, but now if it's both tires, you see, it's something that actually you need to get an extra rim. So you need 2 rims. You might be lucky because you have one for the spare, but now you need an extra rim. So even after we sorted our issue out, the guy was still there. So I don't know how many more hours or where the guy was headed, but he stayed there for quite some time. So we managed to stop, realized our tire pressure was low, the spare wheel, so we couldn't like change and continue with our journey. So from around 2 a.m. to around 7 a.m. we had again to sleep there. Of course, the Pluto tried during the night. They went with Fikazo to go try and look for a fundi, someone who can repair the tire or even inflate the other tires. Yeah. So couldn't find any. So in the morning, apparently we had now to buy another tire. So we were forced to buy another tire, and the only way to go by is going back the 100 kilometers back into Mwanza. So guys, we waited in the morning, so at least you can get public means back to Mwanza. So I went with me and Fikazo. Then we left the Pluto and Kenneth to watch over the car and actually wait for us there. So bought another tire, which actually took us around 7 hours, because public means going from where we were back to Mwanza took us 2.5 hours. We had to go into banks to change money, and we had to wait for the banks to open. So around 9:30 we changed money, then bought a tire. Again, wait for the buses to get full to ply the route. And actually, guys, it's like you're paying a full. If the bus is going from Mwanza to Singida, you have to pay the full fare all the way to Singida, even if we are actually alighting midway. So it was quite challenging, but eventually we fixed our tire, and at around 2 or 3 we started our journey heading into Singida. We had now to sleep at a place called Babati, because now we realized we couldn't drive all the way to Arusha. We had to rest, and so somewhere halfway, Babati is a very touristic town, and it borders Serengeti National Park. So actually the following morning, when leaving from Babati going to Arusha, there were dozens and dozens of tourist cars bringing and taking people away from now the national parks. So one thing we realized, so when we say like in Kenya, the wild beast migration normally happens between April, March, June, July? Guys, just write on the comment section. So this is when they migrate this side, and then now they have to cross back to the other side of Tanzania, Serengeti. So by the time we were traveling from Babati to Arusha, the wild beast had migrated back to now the Tanzania Serengeti National Park, and that's where now there was so much tourist attraction around there. So that's my explanation why there are so many tourists cars around there, Land Cruisers, so many of them. I do want to think maybe Tanzania tourism is better or it has grown more than Kenya, but anyway, that's the truth. Tourism in Tanzania is big, and I think the government has tried to make sure it's affordable for most people and it's friendly for the tourists as well. So maybe it's a research we need to do why we found so many tourist companies in Tanzania and not so much in Kenya. And yeah, let's see. Let's have that conversation on a different day. So from Babati to Arusha, everything went smooth because the roads were nice, and we really enjoyed our drive to Arusha. From Arusha, we decided we were just touring the city, had lunch, then immediately left for Namanga because people like the Pluto realized, I think he had missed the family so much, so he had like to travel immediately. So we didn't stay much in Arusha. I would have loved to stay maybe a night or two. I've actually stayed in Arusha for like 3 nights before, because I've traveled to Tanzania like 4 more times, but now this time we didn't stay in Arusha. We went straight to Namanga, crossed the borders, straight home, and we were back here. But one amazing thing is, by the time we were getting to the border, it's like everybody was following our story. Everybody knew like who we are, and I was happy. I was happy when everybody was like, "The Pluto," and officially my name, Papa Mwakazi, was born because now everybody was like, Papa Mwakazi, Papa Mwakazi. And I explained to you guys how the name Papa Mwakazi came to be. In Uganda, all my friends calls me Papa. And for the Ugandans, the name Papa is a name of respect, just like the way you can call an elder respectfully. So they call me Papa. Now when Pluto, I wanted to say Ruto, our president. So when Pluto realized actually that people are calling me Papa, and he knows me as Mwakazi, do you know he married the 2 names into Papa Mwakazi? And now what is now popularly people know me as Papa Mwakazi, it's because Ugandans call me Papa, Kenyans know me as Mwakazi, and now together I became Papa Mwakazi. So we came back into the country, and let me break down cost really quick, like someone has commented. Guys, I think we fueled full tanks. We did like 5 or 6 full tanks. Each full tank was going for around 12,000. So you can do your math, guys. 12,000 times 6. Yeah, because eventually, like the last trip, Pluto filled the tank for 12,000. So that's 12,000 times 6. And some countries you spend more fuel because now the distance between the towns are few and far apart. Like now for Tanzania, crossing from the border to Mwanza, from Mwanza to Singida, from Singida to Arusha, it's a vast land, and you cover actually so many kilometers. That's why we consumed some more fuel in Tanzania. So I think our fuel consumption in Tanzania was higher than anywhere else. But accommodation in Tanzania, it was less than $2 around there. That is bed and breakfast. And the hotel, amazing. The Wi-Fi, I think everything about Tanzania we liked. So in all the 5 countries where we spent most of the cash was in Rwanda and Tanzania. Uganda, I explained to you guys, we were being hosted, so accommodation was okay, sorted by Irina and the husband Joshua. Connectivity, internet connectivity was sorted. So, but now for Tanzania and for Tanzania, Burundi, Congo, and Rwanda, we had to sort ourselves out. We didn't sleep in Congo. We just went for a day and came back. We knew the political situation, so there's no way we could have stayed there. Otherwise, we would have been locked until maybe the next, So, guys, thank you for following our story. I'll do like a summary video of the whole trip. across the 5 countries, because there's a lot we haven't shown you guys. There's a lot behind the scene, because you see, like, you can't show everything in one video, so there's a lot we haven't shown you. And I intend to do that maybe on because I need to do a small documentary on all the 5 countries. Then now we start brainstorming where we are going next. People are saying South Africa. I don't know. I've been following my friend Live Kenya, and South Africa trip is amazing, amazing, amazing. And you know those videos you watch and you start having some goosebumps? That's me. And I really appreciate Live Kenya for like opening our eyes into so many other places. Like the route we used is because I was inspired by her. And now even the South African trip, you see, like what they do is they go before us, and it's like they create a way, like the challenges they're going through, we learn from them, we get ourselves better ready, like, you know, for now our trip. So we really appreciate all the hardship they go through to bring us content, because now some of us who love traveling can actually travel easily. And when we travel, we also try to showcase different areas where she didn't show, so at least you guys can have a compound view of all the amazing countries we have in our wonderful Africa. Yeah, like now this trip, 5 countries, they have done that. Live Kenya have done that, and I think they went different places from where we went, and all in all, it's a good experience. I intend to go back to Tanzania because there is a lot we haven't covered Tanzania. I intend to do more of Dar es Salaam. I've done Dar es Salaam before, but I want to do more of Dar es Salaam. I want to do Zanzibar. I want to go to Pemba. So guys, Zanzibar, Pemba, we are coming. And with your prayers, moral support, financial support. So thank you guys, and we are ready to showcase the world to you. And my passion is to start with the African countries, and I'm looking forward to when we'll go to Ethiopia and when we'll do now the West African countries, the Ghana, the Togo, the Sierra Leone, the Nigeria. Those are countries I want to cover before now I go to Northern Africa, the Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, and all that. So guys, until the next video, which we have amazing more contents coming your way, keep it up to this channel. If any of our video was a bit helpful to you guys, consider subscribing, share out the video, and yeah, let the world know how amazing Africa is. Okay, bye bye, and see you guys on the next video.